the one and only Papa Osunlade joining me for this beautiful conversation today. Papa, what do you do?
What's happening? How are you?
I'm here, Papa. We're here. You know, excited to have you. This is a conversation that needed to happen, and so
Thanks for having me, man.
Wow. Oh man.
So finally, yeah. Man, I'm happy to see the show. Your YouTube is blowing up and you're doing it.
Thank you, Papa. When you actually accepted this invitation, I was like, yes, I'm doing something right. Yeah, man. How you doing, yo? How you keeping up?
Awesome, man. This has been actually one of the better years. 2020 was one of the better years in my life. You know, I got a chance to spend home with my mom's, the longest I've been still ever in my life. That's been good. And I adopted a dog, and and also just the fact that I think that the pandemic made us all, it stopped our lives, our livelihood as far as the DJing and traveling and everything. So
100%.
I think we had to find a way. And so now, what we were saying earlier, we're now TV producers and we had to diversify and find ways. Well, how are we going to survive? Yeah. How are we going to keep our community and give them something and stay current and stay, with the thing, and I was telling you, I'm in the process of producing a documentary now about the effects of COVID and our community. And I think it's just interesting because everybody has a different story. There's so many people that I know that haven't written a song in a year, just haven't had the inspiration. I know other people, just went crazy. So it's been good for me. It's been really good just being at home and just digging in and learning more about me and having time with my mom has been really good. So it's, yes. Music has been awesome as well. So that's been a blessing.
Now we see the Bandcamp is on fire.
Stuff is coming.
The new album for Raphael is on point though.
He
really brought back that feel of the original Yoruba record sound,
just beats and bass,
Yes, sir. Well, it's Raphael, right?
Yeah.
We have a couple of people joining us. We have Mustafa, yes, Franchard Converti all the way from Facebook. We have Sister Kiara on YouTube, Distant Shadow 4 on YouTube, usual Buddhists joining me weekly for the Quarantine Grooves on Fridays, and also, of course, during the Monday Quality Talk. So welcome, everyone. Please make sure you share the live. And
thanks for coming.
We appreciate you indeed. Papa, come on. Now, let's get right into it. We don't need to go beat around the bush.
All right.
I want to seize this opportunity to give you, and I gave them in the beginning, give you your flowers and beyond your flowers, and just testify to the world and in front of you the love and respect I have for you, Papa, for believing in me.
It's been so mutual. It's like, the moment we connected, it was just instant. You played me. I was like, yes, do this, change this, go there. And then, we got together. I met your mom and your father, and it was like, your father told me everything I needed to know about you. I was leaving Belgium, and then the night before, he goes, okay, I'm going to see you on the train. I'm going to meet you on the train. I'm like, we just talk, people talk. And this dude met me, got on the train, got to my seat. Like, I'm making sure you get off okay, and that was like, I was like, oh, man. Your mom. And so you became family instantly. And, just sharing the early times when we were in the hotel room sharing, like, oh, you need drum sounds. Here's some drum sounds. Here's some other stuff. And you just playing me stuff and go, oh, yeah. And just to see where you've developed, man, for me, it's like, a brother takes what he's learned and actually makes his own foundation in your own thing. And that's, for me, is like the biggest thing you could ever do for me is like, I'm watching you go, yeah, he's got it. He's got his demographic. You're doing the music you want to do. And I guess for me, that's the only thing I ever want for anybody that's involved with me or that I'm blessed to be involved with is, find your way and understand, the reason that you do music, and to understand that it's about it's the journey of your life. It's your diary. You're put your vulnerabilities in there, all of the shit that you're dealing with, all the beautiful things, all those things, because those are the things that ultimately the people relate to. And, just to see that inferred in you, and
Yeah.
like anytime you need, man, anything you need, just fucking dial me up, and I'm there.
I know that for a fact. I know that for a fact.
Whatever it is, it's your family, and that's
I know.
beyond the music, but
Sir.
because of the music, but beyond the music, and so
Exactly. And to that fact, I even want to emphasize on that by saying that the first time we met was such a very important time for me. I remember I can actually tell the story because I think very few people know about this. Auntie, what's going on? Welcome. Gifted one today. Welcome. All the way on the YouTube channel to all the Bodhiists throughout those platforms. Thank you very much. Please make sure before I even start telling the stories, you go and show some love to Papa Osunlade. I have included the necessary information in the description section for this video. So do show some love. Super chats, donations, the whole shebang. We, your artists, do need your support. So whatever you can give is always appreciated. Now, with that being said, I wanna start by telling you the story of how I had the almost incredible chance, because it almost didn't happen. There was this man that used to book Osunlade in Belgium back in the days by the name of PT.1. And if he sees this, I send him a shout out. Peter was playing it hard.
I still speak with Peter.
You did?
Yeah, he's involved with cryptocurrency and artists.
Okay.
Being us paid via cryptocurrency for our performances. So
I'm
going to link you with him again. So you
please. I would love to have him on the show too, for sure.
Exactly. I'm sure he'd love to get on.
Oh, dope.
I love Peter. Peter was amazing for Belgium and Holland. That was my guy.
Yeah, he did a lot of things for the culture, for the scene as well. But it was a hard guy to deal with, understandably. So everybody wanted to get to Osunlade and try to understand how they can access him. And in this case, I was working at the time for interning for this radio called Radio Vibration, and this particular show called City Groove. Big shout out to my old friend Daniel Vega, who really taught me a lot about how to host a show, etc. And so he sent me out to interview Osunlade. So at the time, I had just started making some music, of course, a couple of years before that with Alton Miller, also, being a guide and a mentor to me as well. And so I reached out to Peter and PT.1. And so he's like, oh, let's see. I'm not sure, whatever. Osunlade is very busy, and I was like, oh, man, I was just so shy. Anyway, it's like, okay, and then the day of the show, he's like, okay, you know what? Yeah, it's cool. He accepted to do the interview. Come and meet us in Antwerp, Stereo Sushi, legendary venue in Belgium.
Oh, beautiful view. Oh, I love that place.
Yes, sir, man. I don't even know if it's probably still a restaurant, but they shut down the club.
No.
And so I get to the club in Antwerp, and so I'm waiting for Osunlade to arrive. And you've got to understand, it's not like nowadays where the interaction is a little bit more like, people don't really value this thing as much. But you've got to understand, like, this is Osunlade. This man's music literally has influenced me to do the sound that I'm trying to do at that time, right? And so, actually, the moment you saw me, you knew it was me, and I was like, oh shit, he doesn't know me, but he knows it's me. Obviously, little did I know that afterwards, we were going to have this seriously strong connection. And so he took us upstairs and I started interviewing. And I remember that as I was speaking to you, I don't know if you saw, but I was shaking. I was shaking like a leaf, and I was trying to articulate, my words. And you actually said that this interview was one of the interviews that you actually liked the most because the questions were actually very, I guess, genuine.
Yeah. Because most people just go to Google and they
you feel me? And it's like, at the end, why I'm talking about this is because you did something at the end that changed my life, actually. And as I said, I don't want to get too emotional because it is indeed, this music thing would have never been what it has become for me had it not been for yours and Alton Miller support in the very beginning. Yeah. Oh, in the meantime, let me say a big thank you to Papa Keisha for this beautiful donation. Thank you very much, sponsor Papa K. Yes, indeed. Another legend supporting legends. We appreciate you, my brother, my king. So you put your hands on my shoulder and you said, you're in pain. And I looked at you and I was like, and I was indeed in pain. I had just come out of a heartbreak.
I remember that. Yeah.
And you told me exactly the ritual that I needed to do in order for me to just cleanse that energy off and realign myself.
Yeah.
And at that time, I just looked at you and I just was shook. And you you said that you were gonna offer a part of your set to my intention.
Yeah.
Baba, this was the first night in my life I came on the dance floor. I started to dance from the beginning of your set all the way to the end. And I cried for the first time. I had never cried before. And that moment, I just knew the calling was absolutely certified right then and there. I went back home and I've started to make this beautiful music, which I ended up sending to you, Bria's offering.
Yeah, I remember when you brought me Bria's offering. I was like, yep, that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
I want to give a big thank you to Auntie, gifted one today for this other donation. Thank you, Auntie. You see, family, make sure you do the same. Please continue showing the love. We appreciate that a lot. So with that being said, it's like, right after that, as you said, it's history. You know, you met my mom, you met my dad, and it was just instantly this strong and very, very beautiful connection. And your guidance and even your criticism. I mean, I remember I was telling that story couple of months ago. I don't know if it was, probably it was with Keisha or someone else, where I sent you this bit. I was super excited. I thought I was going to impress you or whatever it was. And then you're like, nah. Typical Osunlade affection. You're like, heard that before from you, not impressed. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And these are sort of the sort of
because, you know what? Because that's what I do to myself. I sit at home, and when I'm working on music, I'm like, if I've heard it before, I know I can do better. I want to push myself. Yeah, and so I think that's really important. It's reinventing yourself and expressing that part of your finding, that part of you that you didn't even know you were capable of. You know,
100%.
And yeah, look at you now. It's like, fuck, you've created your own. So no one could do. Yeah, that's your sound, and that's the point. Yes. You know, like my sound is my sound, and that's the thing. You know, you find your footing, and then you can go wherever you want to go.